When I was a child, couldn't have even been in 4th grade yet, our neighborhood had a block party. I lived in this house for 2 years and at that point, and I hadn't met any of the neighbors yet since I wasn't allowed to ride my bike very far. Somebody my age rode a golf cart down this sectioned off piece of road and asked if I wanted to come over and play some games on his GameCube. I asked my mom, she reluctantly said yes, and I formed a lifelong bond with this person right there and then. The games we played, Gauntlet, Dark Legacy, which feels like a whole internment camp of worms I want to talk about some other day. We also played Super Monkey Ball 2, Wind Waker, Four Swords Adventures, and Super Smash Bros. Melee. So I had played Smash 64 for a tiny bit when I was even younger, so Melee was something super crazy and big to me. I wouldn't see Brawl for another few years when it came out, and my cousin had it when I went to visit them. I quickly told my neighbor friend about it by calling him on the home phone, and he bought it the next day. We played a lot of Brawl, but we were older then. We preferred to play with items on, but on stages without hazards, with stock battles. One-on-one preferable, but we did make several tourneys with our own other friends, and nobody seemed to care. Brawl was magic, more magic than Melee was for certain. I personally was upset at the lack of Pichu, and we thought Diddy Kong was broken, so we banned him in our tourneys, but otherwise I considered the game flawless. Smash 4 came out, and the first I saw of it was the little cinematic with Robin in it. Me and this neighborhood friend had loved the Fire Emblem series, and still did the DS infrared play with Shadow Dragon just about every time we saw each other at this point. The online was something I was never particularly good at, but I still always preferred For Glory, and at this point I was mature enough to recognize Smash 4's many flaws, and I saw Brawl for what it really was. Now, Ultimate has come out. I think Smash Ultimate is absolutely fantastic. The core of the series is better than it's ever been, but I'm also very disappointed. I'm writing this script on December 19th of 2018. I'm recording this script Valentine's Day 2019 because I waited so long and I thought maybe I could get a capture card, but it's just not worth it for this video. There's no other reason I would get this capture card besides one other 2 to 3 minute video, so it's just not worth buying one. Anyway, I'm telling you the date of writing the script so that you know my perspective going into it. I have a lot to go over, and I have a lot to say. The problems that I have with Smash Ultimate are not something that patches will fix. Well, probably not. I won't even touch on game balance, especially since the game seems to be the most balanced it's been so far, and that could change as the meta develops, but, you know. So let's talk about what Ultimate does right. The core gameplay changes, the visual changes, the taunt changes especially, are all completely welcome. The fighters seem to have more character, even if their animations haven't changed too much. Bizarrely. There's more representation than ever in this game, and only 2 of the DLC have been revealed at this point. Even if Ultimate had half of the roster it did, it would have been more representation. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. What was I thinking when what? I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote that. But anyway, World of Light is no subspace emissary. We knew this going in. It can get a little bit ridiculous and almost unfair sometimes, but also you can find completely, it's not, whatever. It's a glorified event mode with a heavy sprinkling of something extra, but it's still just a sprinkling. Because these event matches have to be based off of fighting a specific character or enemy or NPC or whatever it may be, there's a lot of room for variety, but there are just so many spirits. There are so many spirits that many of their fights in World of Light don't feel completely separate from each other. That being said, anytime I see gameplay of specific spirit matches, I think, oh yeah, I remember that one, and I can remember how I was feeling, how I beat them, what snack I was eating at the time, everything. They might not all be completely unique, but they're all memorable, and it's cute how they imitate some things from other games. Classic mode has this too, with each character getting specific fights based off of their archetype or series, with some even getting unique bosses instead of just Master and Crazy Hand. Classic mode is the best it's ever been, due in part to the beautiful art and how it depicts the cuter characters at lower difficulties, only allowing you to get to 9.9 if you're super good, since you can only start at 5.0, and have to dominate just about every match to get that high of a difficulty at the end. It's fantastic, and it helps you unlock the characters. The cheese of just doing the one-stock suicides is far less entertaining than spamming classic mode with all the different characters. It's the best way to unlock them, and I can see why people they don't want to unlock all of them. I can see that. There are more characters to unlock than any other game. There are more fighters overall, but also you only start with 8 characters. I quite enjoyed the journey, and I did it twice even. I have a digital copy and a physical copy. Long story, don't ask. So I told you the long story at the start, but I had a reason, I promise. I might be a blithering idiot, but I'm not a directionless blithering idiot. Melee amazed me because I had the previous game to compare it to. There was a lot that was new. Brawl felt even bigger, so let me quantify this, like, scientifically for all of you. Smash 64 shouldn't have happened. Everybody knows the history for its development, and it's possible the shape of Nintendo could have been very different if humans didn't have a drive, a passion, and a near universal rebellious nature. However close it was to not happening, it was still a massive success. Melee was a whole other story. It had a short development time, but Nintendo basically threw money at the project. Let's take a look at everything new that Melee intentionally introduced into the series. 1. Vertical throws. 2. Side specials. 3. The new roster with 14 newcomers, 7 brand new fighters, the rest being clones. Some of them clones of the veterans, some clones of the newcomers. 4. Air dodging. 5. Wall jumps. 6. Trophies. 7. New stages. 8. Adventure mode. 9. Tons of items. 10. All-star mode. 11. Home run contest. 12. Multi-man smash. 13. Special melee, which includes 10 new variations. 14. Event matches. 15. Snag the trophies. 16. Coins. 17. Tournament mode. 18. Debug menu. Don't count it if you don't want it. 19, what we now know as DI instead of just Smash DI. 20, rolling. 21, dash grabs. Melee unintentionally introduced many things exclusive to itself, such as wave dashing and moonwalking, but I'm not counting those because you'll see. Melee also took out the platforms mode, but it revamped the race to the finish mode with it, so whatever. I want to add that there are tons of changes and additions as well as these, including time limits on stock matches and that grabs can be escaped eventually, the millions of changes to shielding, but the list was getting very long and those aren't as important as the rest of the changes. Considering the development time, Melee is quite a rare gem of a game. There's a reason so many people love this game and grew up with it and herald it as the best in the series. That's not even mentioning the competitive scene. There was a lot added. It was and still is very impressive. Now let's take a look at Brawl's list. 1. 16 to 18 newcomers, depending on how you count Pokemon Trainer. Unlike Melee, which had many clones, Brawl could be considered to have anywhere from 0 to 3 clones in their newcomers. Those 3, which can be considered being Wolf, Toon Link, and Lucas. They all differ from their counterparts enough to be considered entirely unique in my opinion. 2. Subspace Emissary, an epic adventure with several new bosses and incredible cutscenes and new enemies and gameplay styles and natural feeling interactions between your favorite Nintendo characters across all sorts of franchises. Subspace Emissary counts for at least 2 new things, so you probably know all about Subspace. I'm skipping to 4. Masterpieces, demos of retro and classic games that you can play in Brawl, like Ocarina, like Magic Times. 5. Music is now a collectible and there's a lot more of it. 6. New stages. 7. Tripping. 8. 2 new taunts for every character. 9. Stickers, a fun collectible that you can place in a set piece of sorts for stat bonuses in Subspace. Basically a watered down version of what spirits are now, but with artistic expression. 10. An online mode, which is... let's take back that extra bullet point I gave to Subspace. 10. The stage builder. Damn, that was good. 11, that coin shooter game that everybody loved. And 12, assist trophies. Brawl is hailed as the worst game in the series. They took away directional air dodges, made hit stuns shorter across the board, made everybody floatier, and shortened the end frames on dropping shield, added tripping, and changed chain grabbing. Chain grabbing was really prevalent in this game for some reason. Also, Meta Knight. So the game is competitively broken, but casually, I think this game might have been better than Melee. The stage builder, the new taunts, fucking subspace, and all the bosses, Melee might have introduced more, technically, but only from Smash 64. 64 was an extremely bare-bones game, and while the stuff that Melee added was things onto your moveset, Brawl added tons of things people wanted. Stage builder, a story mode where the characters interact, a great list of newcomers. Melee also added lesser caliber things. Even with all that being said, Brawl has just about done everything that Melee does, and it has the best menu in the series. I'm serious. This was my chance to defend Brawl, and so I'm doing that. Oh, also, real quick, I want to talk about Brawl's development, because it's also the strangest in the series. Basically, 64 and Melee were made by HAL Laboratories, the same people who made Kirby. Brawl was basically developed by people who played lots of Melee and were freshly hired by Nintendo for a new studio that opened up pretty much just to make Brawl. Technically, Sakurai was the only developer of Brawl for 5 months. Anyway, now we go to Smash 4, developed by Bandai Namco. Smash 4 took a lot away. So I'm going to start with the additions, and it's a bit of a weird beast because the 3DS and Wii U versions differ slightly, but it shouldn't matter too much. So 1, 8-player Smash for the Wii U version. 2, Special Orders, a predecessor to the Spirit Board, basically. 2, Online is so much better. It's far from perfect, and it's probably still better than Ultimate's Online, but this is Smash 4's biggest addition, in my opinion. 4, removal of chain grabs. This buffed and nerfed many characters, but more importantly, it made the game more fun, competitively and casually. 5, ledge trumping. There's no more ledge hogging. 6, they revamped the stage builder, but I prefer the Brawl version anyway. Whatever. 7, rage. Basically, when you've taken a lot of damage, you'll deal more damage and not back. It's Lucaria's aura, but less severe and on everybody. This helps balance heavies and makes the game more exciting, especially as a spectator, as you're encouraged to be a little more aggressive at high percentages with everybody. 8, the art style is good. Not technically an addition, but it's bonus points either way to me. 9, Smash Tour, Smash Run, depending on the version that you're playing. 10, a lot more items, redesigns of old ones, and some visual flair similar to some of the things that Ultimate added. 11, stock icons are no longer just circles again. 12, shields are changed again. Lots of gameplay changes in this one, and they all improve the game in my opinion. 13, landing with an air dodge adds landing lag. 14, Street Smash for the 3DS version. 15, 21 whole newcomers, including the DLC ones. Mewtwo and Roy make a return, and yeah, okay. Definitively, there are 2 clones in the newcomers here, being Lucina and Dark Pit. They've each got gameplay changes to justify them existing, so I'm happy they exist at all. 16, some fantastic new stages, and 17 Omega versions. So, here's the thing. Even though Smash 4 might have technically added more to the game, a lot of those are just gameplay changes. If I strip the gameplay and aesthetic changes away, since I rarely included them in the previous lists, it goes from 17 to 7. Smash 4's changes are mostly on gameplay, and I think the game's core was the best it had been up to this point in this installment. Bandai Namco really ran with this game, but they didn't add too many extras. They honed in on the core and really sharpened it to something that's enjoyable for a very long time. Smash 4 got rid of stuff like an adventure mode equivalent, and if I remember correctly, there aren't bosses in that game either, and stickers are gone. So, Ultimate. What did Ultimate add? I'm gonna be as liberal as I can be, like I was with Smash 4, because I like to be generous. So number 1, World of Light. It warrants an inclusion, fuck off. 2, Battlefield stages. 3, stage hazards can be turned off. 4, Spirit boards. 5, a music player. 6, Stage Morph. 7, Squad Strike, where you battle with multiple characters in a tag team or multiple sets. Whoever beats the opponent's 3 characters first wins. 8, Smashdown. Use a fighter and you can't use them again. You can work your way down the whole roster. 9, you can do tilts or smash attacks out of dashes now. 10, you can buffer a short hop aerial by pressing the jump and the aerial at the same time. 11, power shields are now parries, which are done by the release of the shield rather than it being brought up, which gives you a small frame advantage but freezes both you and your opponent, giving each of you time to react. 12, a training mode exclusive stage, which gives you access to important info you might want. This is a great addition. 13, splash screens with the character, a portrait, and an IGN before each match. 14, awesome new stock icons. 15, everyone is here. Freaking everyone. Pichu is back, and that's the only thing I wanted from Smash Ultimate when it was announced. Only technically 11 newcomers before DLC, with 17 newcomers after all of its released, 5 of them being echoes, meaning only 6 unique newcomers. Although, Snake and Wolf and Pichus and Ices and everyone are back as well, and the roster is absolutely massive. 16 new stages as always, although there's really only 4 new stages, still the most stages in any Smash, and there will be more in DLC. 17, ability to create rule sets. Again, I was generous to Smash Ultimate, so let's see what it took away. 1, Home Run Contest. 2, All-Star Smash. 3, Boss Rush. Like, come on, that one is bad. 4, Target Breaker. Was technically on a Smash 4, but Smash Run had a target breaking minigame, so I'm counting it here. 5, a few items. 6, the gosh dang stage builder. 7, trophies. Although I guess spirits help a little. These are all game modes. While Ultimate had more gameplay changes I didn't mention, like FS meter and the changes to sudden death, as well as airspeed, land speed changes, extra lag on dropping shield, extra UI components for specific fighters, because what we saw with Smash 4 is exaggerated here. They really made the core game extra fun and balanced and wonderful, but it sort of dropped everything else in service of that. It shows. There's nothing to do but fight in Smash Ultimate, which, you know, fighting is fun and the roster is big, and as an overall experience, it's beyond amazing. If no Smash game had existed until now and Ultimate dropped, it would blow everybody's goddamn minds. It's even tailored to the competitive scene now, with the gameplay speeding up a bit from Smash 4, and the order in which you get into mashes, and the splash art, and the stock reminders whenever somebody dies. It's truly amazing what Smash Ultimate is, but there's no variety in gameplay, not really. It doesn't help that online is the worst it's ever been. I mean it, For Glory was a meme haven, but at least it worked and was free. I had some fun matches with Ike in Brawl even, I remember those fondly. Smash Ultimate though? If I want to wait and not even beat up a CPU, then I can go into a battle arena and, if I lose, have to wait while doing nothing all over again. If I want to wait and beat up a CPU, I can do background matchmaking, which usually places me in a game before I can even start up a bot match. Or I can do quick play, and even though I just search for one-on-one, I'll consistently get free-for-alls. Here's the thing. Everything else seems to work just fine, and I don't mind casual Smash, but if I want that, I'll set my preferred rules to off or change them. You would think that the one-on-one, since it's at the top, would be more highly prioritized, but instead, I'm getting the time limit and stock number, and no items are not. Along with the kinds of stages I want prioritized. I suppose that's alright, but oh my god, I cannot find a game that I want to play. Also, I'm paying for online now. Why the hell does Mario Kart have dedicated servers but Smash is still peer-to-peer? I try not to curse often in these videos, but what the fuck, Nintendo? I'm serious, what in the hell are you thinking? Not even dedicated servers? It's not like you don't have the money. Everybody playing online is currently giving it to you. $20 isn't, like $20 a year isn't a lot, but dear God, what did that, oh Lord. I can excuse everything else, honestly. If Ultimate wants to be all about the core and not have variety in gameplay, if it wants to take itself seriously as a competitive game, I'm all for that. That's something in the game's vision, and while I would like more modes to play personally, I'm totally fine if they want to leave out the time it would take to develop those and focus on the core, which is the best Smash has ever felt. But I can't excuse the online experience. This is after a week 1 patch where they supposedly fixed it. It's not fixed. Elite Smash is a joke and nobody's figured out the exact criteria to get in. There are people with roster GSPs of 500,000 and who got some characters in, and those with 5.1 million roster GSP who aren't in yet. Like, I'm very confused, Nintendo. Who do you think you are? Why aren't more people angry about this? Your game was already lacking, but now we can't even play the one part of the game you made sure was better than ever unless it's local multiplayer? I get that it's, you know, Nintendo, but holy shit fucking fuck shits. What bitch pussies at Nintendo or Bandai Namco just let this be the case? I don't think they'll get dedicated servers either. They might fix the matchmaking eventually, and they might just be matching up free-for-alls, even when all 4 players search for one-on-ones, just because it's close to launch and there are tons of people playing. But, like, since when have we allowed this from any company? Oh, yeah, it's Nintendo. They're not any company to some people, and so many will dismiss this and hold Nintendo up on their pedestal. I'll fucking bludgeon you all to death with that pedestal. If you keep it up, stop it. Ultimate's biggest problem is a lack of variety, and a lack of access to the one thing they focused hard on. Compared to what Melee and Brawl did for the series, Smash Ultimate is basically barren. That's your summary. I'm fucking angry. I'm done. It's now technically December 20th, 2018. It's 1 a.m. At the time of recording, it's 10:33 a.m. or 10:33 p.m. I'm going to bed. I can't believe nobody else is talking about this. The online thing, I see a few people talking about, but it's not outrage, it's disappointment. I don't see anybody talking about the lack of modes. I'm sure plenty of people have pointed it out by now, but whatever. Goodbye and good night. I'm not going to edit this script. Who gives a fuck? It will be wildly changing in tone, but so is my attitude towards this game, and the whole series really. Fuck. You all sleep well, sweet dreams, stay safe, stay sane, love you, unless you're forgiving Nintendo, then fuck you.
The return of the one, bruh, under the ground with the thunder, hunger, run as I conquer, one love, shut the fuck up, bitch, gun draw, run the E to the XO, bagging beats in the whip, keep a motherfucking peace in the barrel.